Exclusive tonight, when the temperatures reach freezing and that white stuff hits the ground, most of us hide indoors. However, there are some here in the metro who don't have that luxury. I'm Amber Lewis.
And I'm Waverly Monroe. Coming up, a program a local organization is returning this year and how they are helping Omaha's homeless community get through these cold winter months. These stories and more right here on the Omaha News.
This is the Omaha News, presented by the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, from the studios of UNO Television.
With the first snowfall hitting the metro, many people are hunkered down with hot cocoa in front of the fireplace, but some do not get that luxury. Jamie Schmitz is live at Heartland Family Services to explain how one metro homeless person gets through the winter without a permanent home.
Heartland Family Services works hard to find these items to stock their shelves. And one man that I talked to explains how these items help him survive and how he's learned a few tricks along the way to survive winter in a tent.
Not much to it. Layers is the main key, and staying dry.
Jonathan has been homeless off and on for over 12 years, although in his eyes, he is never really homeless.
The home's where you lay your head, what I was always taught. Out here it's not bad unless it's rainy or snow or you got to worry about trees falling on you.
Donations as simple as blankets, long johns, and even coolers can help people live as comfortably as possible out here until they are placed in an apartment or a house. And one thing that John wants people to know is that although homeless people are viewed in a negative way sometimes, not all homeless people are the same.
A lot of us are just down on their luck or have something happen in their life that they just don't know how to deal with.
Sarah Hughes works to get as many people off of the streets and into housing before the cold hits. Her job as an outreach specialist is to go directly to the homeless people and bring them what they need.
The next 3 months are the busiest months for me.
In the midst of the giving season, Hughes says that now is the time to go through closets and drawers for simple things like coats, gloves, and socks to give to people to, of course, keep them warm, but also to keep them alive.
To be homeless in June, July, August in your car or camping is camping, but in December it's not camping, it's freezing.
I learned a few tricks along the way that, like we put a bunch of coals in the grill, take it inside the tent, you're warm all night. It's just mainly if you got the materials to do it.
Things that you may have to be given to the homeless can be brought here to the Outreach Center at 42nd and Center. And one thing that Hughes says could be very beneficial is keeping a granola bar or hand sanitizer in your purse or backpack to be given to anybody you may see on the streets. Waverly, back to you.
Thanks, Jamie.
One local organization that assists the homeless during these cold winter months is the Omaha chapter of the Salvation Army. Last night, Matt Barrows was there as the volunteers kicked off their annual Winter Night Watch program.
Winter Night Watch has been going on for the past 26 years.
And the Salvation Army's 27th year begins as volunteers pack this truck with hats, scarves, coats, and hot food, all to be given away on the cold streets of Omaha.
It's about the opportunity for someone to touch another human life and help someone in need. And if you can provide a transforming moment in someone's life like that, it changes you. It really doesn't change them. It actually changes the person who's done it. And it's marvelous because we get great volunteers who come along with us.
Volunteers like Jean Marie Fox, who is motivated to serve by her own life experiences.
I grew up the youngest of 5 from a single mother, so we had some tough times, and you remember that, and that was a different time, you know, when the help wasn't so available.
Jackson Elementary School is the first of 5 locations that the Night Watch truck is scheduled to stop at this evening, delivering supplies to those in need.
And on this particular night, it was easy to see the need for the Salvation Army. As the truck pulled up to its second stop, a line had already formed. Fox recalls many cold nights working the Night Watch, but there's one night, even colder than this one, she'll never forget.
There was a woman that came up. It was very cold. It was probably the coldest night of the year, about 30 below with the wind. And she came up, she had like a windbreaker on and had her little girl with her who also had a windbreaker on. But this woman had flip-flops on. and her legs were red, her feet were red, and she said, "I don't care if you give me a coat, please give something to my daughter." And so that's, very tough to watch.
For the Omaha News, I'm Matt Barrows.
The Salvation Army's Winter Night Watch Disaster Relief Program runs every weekday night from now until the last week of February. If you would like to donate your time, money, or clothing this winter, you can call the Red Cross Volunteer Hotline.
Around 6 this morning, an Omaha Fire Department reported to an apartment fire near 112th and Blondo Streets. A resident was burning a wood fireplace and woke up to a scream of the fire alarm. Fire crews were able to contain the fire to the attic space above the apartment. The cause of the fire was determined to be a malfunction of the fireplace and is being classified as accidental.
A Sarpy County man has been sentenced for possessing, trading, and sharing child pornography. The judge who oversaw the case described it as the worst case he's ever seen. Christopher Zeitz admitted he had been viewing child porn since 2005. He was convicted of 3 counts and received a minimum sentence of 6 years in prison.
After the break, one of the best parts of the holidays is the food. However, some families aren't able to buy all the fixings for their holiday meal. How a Council Bluffs church is stepping in to make sure 100 families don't go hungry this season.
And for families with loved ones in the hospital over the holidays, what some hotels are doing to make sure they can get and celebrate with the ones they love. You are watching the Omaha News.
Create, innovate, discover. Coneco UNO Library, where scholar meets creative. Located in downtown Omaha, Coneco Library is designed to bridge education and creation. For students and community members alike, both loud in expression and quiet in nature, encouraging forward thinkers to collaborate in a beautiful space of creative scholarly consciousness. Coneco UNO Library, open space for your mind where momentum is accomplished.
I knew as a music teacher that there were festivals for piano students and that type of thing going up, but there was no real public recognition of children's achievements in music until they got to be in high school.
I was embarrassed because I was in middle school, but it was interesting because I didn't think I was good at that point because, you're middle school, you're just, you could be best in the orchestra, but you're not sure.
I just remember the joy and the giddiness that these students had. They loved coming to the station and having a tour of the station, and it really meant a lot to them to actually have an interview at this radio station, and they were all so excited and so passionate about music.
When I became a classical kid, I got to go to the Gilsha Hum concert at the Joslin Art Museum, and that concert completely changed my life. Being a classical kid really changed the thought of, could I do music professionally? It was really nice winning something like that. It was pretty good.
The classical kids idea was one that stuck because KVNO is all about classical music. It was perfect.
You're watching the Omaha News.
Having a family member away during the holidays can be heartbreaking. But with a program called Room in the Inns, reporter Areli Villard tells us how you can visit a family member and save money at the same time.
Rooms in the Inn is a program that offers free hotel stay over the holidays. It is a program formed by TMI Hospitality that owns hotels statewide.
TMI, which is based out of Fargo, North Dakota, actually started the program for loved ones who are in the hospital or in like a nursing home, and their family can't stay at the hospital.
It is much easier staying at a hotel while visiting due to some hospitals, retirement homes, and treatment centers not always allowing you to stay overnight with the patient you are visiting. The program recently opened its door up for Thanksgiving and is soon prepping to meet guests for the Christmas holiday. 25 states are also offering the free stay. The closest location for the Omaha Metro is in Council Bluffs, Iowa, at Fairfield Inn and Suites.
We try to accommodate those who are in need.
Traveling can be expensive, and room in the inn will help you save money by allowing you to stay up to 1 day for free.
We actually had a guest stay here the other day. Their grandma was just looking into a nursing home, and they weren't able to stay there, and due to the travel costs, they were able to stay with us for free. So it really worked out.
Guests are given a warm place to stay along with great accommodations. There are still rooms available for the Council Bluffs location.
For the Christmas holiday, there's been 2 so far.
For the Omaha News, I'm Aurelie Villard.
Rooms in the Inn says it helps people take the opportunity to see loved ones. Rooms can be reserved on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Jacqueline Eady, the woman bitten by a tiger at the Omaha Zoo, entered a plea of not guilty Tuesday afternoon. Attorney James Martin Davis entered the plea in court alone on her behalf as Eady did not want to face the media. Charges Eady faces include trespassing, delinquency of a minor, and criminal mischief. The minor that accompanied Eady the night she was bitten was also cited for trespassing.
It is better to give than to receive. A Council Bluffs church is going out of its way to make giving its motto this holiday season. 'Tis the season of giving, that is. This joyful holiday just wouldn't be what it is without the spirit of giving.
And we're trying to raise money to feed 100 families. And so we're excited because we're going to reach our goal, and we're going to feed families, not just with canned goods, but we're going to give them food, meat. And so we're excited about being able to give back to the community.
The members of New Beginning Christian Center in Council Bluffs, Iowa, is making sure at least 100 families in their community does not get left out. With about 50 cans of green beans already donated, the church is believing that their goal of feeding 100 families will be met before the end of the season.
Anybody can donate, and we are giving to whomever. We just want to bless 100 families in the church, out of the church, and if anybody that's not a part of our church wants to donate, we are glad to receive it.
The holidays are here, and some families just can't afford to feed their loved ones and purchase gifts. The church has a set goal to feed at least 100 metro area families, with hopes of surpassing the 100. Since November 1st, the church has already gathered enough donations to feed nearly 50 families, and with almost a month left, they have high hopes of reaching their set goal. If you are interested in helping New Beginning Christian Center spread the holiday cheer, you can do so by contacting them on Facebook.
Up next, how the U.S. is adopting the European ways of safely making credit card purchases.
And still to come, the side effects of the terrorist attacks on Paris are not only felt in the U.S., but right here in the Omaha Metro. What the city is doing to stop preconceived notions of the Islamic culture.
Just recently, MAV Radio has won several awards, both from the Nebraska Broadcasters Association as well as the Broadcast Education Association. And I think it just is proof that our students are doing work that is equivalent, if not surpassing, other students around the nation. So I'm really proud of where we've come, and I can't wait to see where we're going.
Watch ICU Learning English on the Knowledge Network.
But about how you're feeling right now. One thing you would like our viewers to know about this state.
The importance of volunteerism.
What are you saying to folks?
I'm here to discuss these images.
When you can take that knowledge and that expertise and that passion in terms that they're all going to understand.
They need to know the real stories.
I'm Kathy Wyatt. Join us for Consider This each week on NET1.
NET Television expands your mind, enlightens your mind, inspires your mind, educates your mind, entertains your mind. NET Television opens up new worlds to you. Explore, travel, learn, discuss, debate. NET Television keeps you informed. Music, theater, dance, art, news. NET Television awakens your dreams, seeks to serve, strengthens our communities. We are Nebraskans. We are NET Television, Nebraska's PBS station.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
You're watching the Omaha News.
Only 3 days after the world was left devastated by the horrendous acts of terrorism in Paris, the Islamic Center of Omaha was vandalized for just the third time in 4 months. But such an incident isn't isolated to the Omaha Metro. The Council on American Islamic Relations issued a recent report that states Islamophobia violence has spiked in the United States after the Paris attacks. Michael Halula has the story of the people here in town who seek to turn the tide of discontent.
I think the more you know about who these people are, whether they're Christians, Muslims, and so on, the more you're willing to understand them and hopefully accept them.
On November 14th, 2015, the American public awoke to a world rocked by terror. UNO's Dr. Rosamond Kalinch and his colleagues have undertaken the task to ensure that everyone is informed following the Paris attacks.
We just try to give a perspective, answer questions, try to keep up the community with what's going on and share our perspectives on the events there as local experts at UNO.
Kalinch and his colleagues at the University of Nebraska at Omaha hope that public discussions are a necessary response to the attacks in Paris, Lebanon, and Syria. This irrational fear of Muslims, or Islamophobia, is what Kalinch and others yearn to erase. Organizers hope such forums will help counteract negative stereotypes and dispel damaging disinformation about Islam and its adherents. Creighton's Dr. Nasser al-Sharif also believes that Islamophobia and other fears don't happen in a vacuum.
There has been a lot of misunderstanding, misconceptions, and so on about Muslims, whether due to historical reasons, whether it's due to the education system here in the United States, social media.
In the end, one solution for Islamophobia may be as simple as an open forum where people of all faiths come together. For the Omaha News, I'm Michael Halula.
The Council on Islamic Relations argues in its latest report that it's received more complaints about hate crimes and acts of intimidation against Muslims in the past few weeks than at any other point since 9/11. Recent poll data also shows that 43% of Americans admit to possessing some form of prejudice against Muslims.
The Bataclan Concert Hall, where terrorists massacred 89 people, is set to reopen next year. Local media reported this morning. Managers of the Paris venue told a local newspaper that the venue will be internally rebuilt. The announcement came as another of the November 13th attack sites, the Café Bon Bière, prepared to reopen on Friday. One of the owners of the Bataclan told the newspaper the Bataclan should not be a mausoleum or a place of pilgrimage. It's necessary to see the doors opened again.
The new year is going to ring in more than just those dreaded resolutions. 2016 is going to bring the year of transitioning from an old way we purchase items to a more European way. The EMV or chip cards have already made their way into the wallets of some in the metro. With the new system estimated to be in full swing in early 2016, other Omahans are concerned about not seeing their new chip cards in the mail.
What we've been doing is issuing them as cards come up for renewal.
just to help with our general process. So it takes a while to issue that many cards.
Public Relations Director at First National Bank of Omaha, Kevin Langen, also says that the bank has issued out many new cards for almost a year and still have a lot more to go. One newly Omaha resident, originally from Canada, Annika Erickson, says she has already been through the same transition period that Omaha is going through.
I want to say it took about a year, and then most of the stores, like grocery stores, big department stores and all that kind of stuff, had the chips, and then normally smaller stores and didn't.
The new era for credit cards is gaining weight in metro stores. Cleveland clothing owner Katie Cleveland says she likes the new system for her customers.
The problem, the company's responsible, but with the new chip card, it'll just encrypt it, so right when you swipe it, so it's just a lot safer for everybody.
For places like Cleveland Clothing, they say that the new chip system is no slower than the old system, and it actually is more secure for customers versus swiping the card. Erickson's biggest tip for when consumers get their cards?
So always just make sure to take your card out once it says accepted.
Kevin Langen also says First National Bank is issuing new chipped credit cards before debit cards. The process of making the new chipped debit cards is more difficult than the process for the credit cards.
The Platte County Sheriff's Office is searching for the suspect who vandalized a cemetery near Platte Center, Nebraska. Deputies say fencing, gates, and a monument were spray painted at St. Joseph's Cemetery on November 29th. Damage to the property has been estimated at about $500. A vehicle was seen leaving the area around 2:50 that morning. Anyone with information should contact the Platte County Sheriff's Office. Coming up, how a local coffee company is looking to change how people imagine the basic coffee shop.
You're watching the Omaha News.
UNO TV invites you to take a journey around the world, to lush jungles with endangered species, to exotic lands and different cultures, to lost cities beneath the sands. Travel through time to see ancient secrets on the other side of the world, the growth of the American West, or the start of Nebraska's largest city. Or just explore our state, find out about Nebraska in World War II, learn how Omaha has grown since. Discover the effort to renovate its green spaces, the history of one of its most impressive buildings, or look at its internationally recognized university. For over 20 years, UNO TV has produced award-winning documentaries that explore, educate, and enlighten. To find out more, call 402-554-2516 or visit unotv.unomaha.edu.
UNO Television gives students a chance to work in a real studio. Working on the TV crew, students get hands-on experience with lights, camera, and action. Working on a variety of shows gives students a leg up looking for jobs. In fact, many former crew members work at local stations. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for students to learn the science and art of TV production. UNO TV, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
Roast is the newest storefront in the quickly growing Exarban Village. Sam Murphy has a story on the Omaha-based coffee shop that is hoping to change the local coffee scene from new age hangouts to the place where actual coffee is the focus.
At Roast, you'll hear a lot of this and see a lot of that. The Metro's newest locally owned coffee shop is quite different from other coffee experiences.
Everybody has those third places, which I guess the layman's terms would be kind of like that cheers place. Everyone knows your name, everyone's really happy to see you, and it's genuine.
The experience is the experience at Roast. Customers aren't treated like customers. Here, they're family.
Our goal is super boiled down to welcoming everybody who comes in. So no matter what their background, everyone is super welcome to come here. It's a centralized location in Omaha, so we have a diverse group.
Employees tell me that coffee is definitely the difference at Roast.
A good part of the magic sauce and why our coffee is so particularly delicious is because it's roasted locally and all of it is within a week. It's super fresh.
Roast isn't just looking to change the coffee scene in Omaha. The company wants to expand to make Roast something this market doesn't have. Roast Coffee's location in the heart of Exarban Village, just across the street from Baxter Arena, is surrounded by the bar and nightlife scene. But the local coffee joint looks to establish a nightlife culture of its own here in the coming months.
I have a huge background in casual fine dining, and that is absolutely what I love to do. So to be able to put together a wine list that's going to be amazing, delicious, approachable, not intimidating, is going to be my challenge.
For the Omaha News, I'm Sam Murphy.
Roast expects to get its liquor license by early 2016. From there, the company plans to transform into one of the Metro's first hybrid coffee shops.
74 million people waited in line at the store on Black Friday this year, even though reports stated total sales dropped in 2015. Online sales, however, flourished. Cyber Monday saw a better day. Sales jumped $1 billion from last year's. Some reports even showed a lot of sales were made from mobile devices such as a phone or tablet. This leads many experts to think mobile purchases may even surpass online shopping for Cyber Monday in 2016. The Omaha Police Officers Association is hosting Shop with a Cop on December 10th. They are partnering with a couple Walmart stores here in Omaha, as well as the Open Door mission to provide 50 children with the opportunity to go on a shopping spree with a uniformed officer. After shopping, everyone gets to have fun during a special party with Santa back at the Police Officers Association Hall.
Local groups here in the Metro are teaming up with an event called Warm Hearts, Warming Families. Crime Stoppers, Families of the Stolen, and Benton High MT Java organization are collecting coats, hats, gloves, and socks to donate to people in the need here in the Metro. The giveaway will be December 5th at Benton High. They will accept donations all week. That does it for this week's edition of the Omaha News.
From all of us here, thanks for joining us, and good night.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is a place for tomorrow's leaders, a place where individuals converge on a path to success, getting the attention and direction they need as they begin their career. It's where students take pride in serving Omaha, a city we've invested in for more than 100 years. UNO is a place where greatness begins. The University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Watch the Omaha News Wednesdays at 4 p.m. on the Knowledge Network.
When will you look deep into space? When will you travel back in time? When will you experience the power of red? When? Anytime. Online at video.netnebraska.org. Search, select, and share with the NET Video Player. Watch our shows on your schedule.
What if there were a neighborhood where every child felt they belonged. And a big dog helped them stay little, a little longer. A monkey helped them find the wonder in every little thing. And a flightless bird showed them how to soar. Support the people and programs that never stop asking, what if?